Hi everyone, thank you for joining our February Brokers Business Accelerator. Before we begin, I would just like to say how happy we are to now offer a ton of great free marketing tools to all of our agents, and these are now available in the AJI University. Our goal is to always give back to our agents by offering the newest tools and technology to you. None of this would be possible without you and your amazing amount of agent referrals to AJI. As Allison James continues to grow with agents referring other agents to our brokerage, we will be able to provide more of these tools to you. And remember, you can earn a monthly or yearly residual payment simply by having an agent join us. All you need to do is contact Jeff Jabora or Alicia Aratari in our National Growth and Development Department and provide them with the contact information of the agent who you would like to refer over. And with that being said, I am going to now pass it over to Shelley Hoysett, Senior Loan Officer with our preferred lender, Movement Mortgage. Good morning, Shelley.
Good morning. Good morning, AJI and brokers. I just wanted to talk a little bit about an exciting new marketing piece that we have. If you work with a lot of sellers, or you're one that says, hey, I'm primarily a listing agent, I really don't work with very many buyers, well, this is a great tool for you to be able to put in your listing presentation and or use as a listing presentation along with your CMA or whatever else you're presenting to your seller. It's called the Seller's Advantage, and this, what you're seeing on the screen, is actually what it looks like open. It's a trifold. If you've seen my, actually it's a bifold, I'm sorry. If you've seen my loan rescue kit or you've had that in your hand, you know it's a very substantial, nice packet, and the Seller's Advantage is very similar. So it spells out the benefits of Movement Mortgage against other lenders. It also encourages the seller to be prepared for their next move before they sell their house, obviously. I know that seems logical, but surprisingly, I do talk with a lot of people that say, oh, you know, I'm going to sell, but I got it all worked out, and oftentimes they just don't. So there's a coupon here that we can use towards closing costs for the seller for their own pre-qualification, pre-approval on their next purchase. It also talks about how we're willing to do pre-qualifications for their buyers as well. It has a nice attractive place for both of our business cards. You can see handsome Jeff Jabora's card there in this particular example. But one other thing that I wanted to share about that works really well if you want to have your sellers, buyers, so to speak, I guess that's a roundabout way of saying it, get cross-qualified or get pre-approved so that you can decide which buyer to use. I'm finding that what works really well, if you don't want to put it in the listing agreement to, you know, discourage buyers from putting in offers, go ahead and leave it off the listing agreement. And then in the counter, especially if you have a multiple counter situation, what a lot of my agents are doing in the counter offers, they're putting in buyer must get pre-approved by, you know, Shelley Hoysett, Movement Mortgage, prior to getting into contract. Because if you get them in contract and say, hey, Shelley, will you cross-qual this? And then I look at the lender's file that they have already pre-approved them. If they're no good, there's nothing anybody can do except buy out the lending contingency, and then everybody's on bated breath. So if you put it in a counter offer to have them pre-approved prior to getting in contract, then I can review everything and say, hey, buyer A looks better than buyer B or C for whatever reason, and that really helps give your seller the advantage, hence the seller's advantage. So if you want to get some of these packets, I just ordered a whole bunch of them. Let me know. You can send me an email directly. Let me know how many you want, or just that you want some, and I'll send you, you know, 5 or 10, and you can have them on hand and put them in your listing presentations. So that's it for me. I'm going to pass it off to Jeff Green, our no-pal broker.
Good morning, everyone, and it's great to have you with us on our Brokers Business Accelerator webinar. So we're going to have a great program today. We have our Riverside County broker, Mary Jane Morris. She's going to be sharing with you about professional farms and how to build your business with that. And I'm going to be doing an interview with a featured agent, Krista Knight. She's from Northern California. And then that will be followed by our broker from Los Angeles and Orange Counties, Omar Hellman, who will be talking about a few aspects regarding social media. So take it away, Mary Jane.
Good morning, everybody. Hello from beautiful Temecula, where it's going to be 90 degrees today. I don't know what happened to our El Nino, but we are definitely in the spring here. This morning, I was assigned to give a business tip, and one of the ones that I'm most excited about that often goes almost invisible in some cases for farming is professional farms. And that is marketing directly to businesses and organizations that will need your type of service sometime in the future. A common example of this is attorneys and CPAs and accountants and that sort of thing. Those three groups I like to work specifically. One of my favorite things about that is that those people are educated and up to speed, and they're not buying their first home, and you avoid a lot of the type of things that you have to deal with when you're dealing directly with the public. These people already know the benefits of our services. They need them. They want them. They just don't have someone that they're going to personally recommend. This gives you a chance to have a 30% better probability of somebody using your services over the next 24 months to 3 years. One of the problems of creating a farm of this type is being afraid to cold call. One of the things I wanted to reassure people is when you're calling another professional, they don't feel like it's a cold call. They feel like it's a business opportunity for them as well, and I have never had the experience where I'm treated like a cold call when I reach out to these people. I also wanted to mention to you that the California Bar Association, as well as the California CPA Association, both prints books county by county of their professionals. These include a picture of the CPA. This includes their email, their phone number, the type of service that they do best. And in attorneys, CPAs are great because they always know who's got money or who needs to move money or who needs to protect money. Attorneys know, unfortunately, some of the sadder occasions in life, passing of owners, divorces, that sort of thing. So those people already are aware of when those services are needed, and they are ready to refer. I want to talk about adding them as a constant and professional of your professional farm, and encourage you guys to reach out and call me if you'd like to, or email me at riversidebroker@aji.com, and I will, riversidebroker@ajicorporate.com, and I will hook you up with those lists and things so that you can start marketing directly to professionals who need your services. Unless there's any questions, I think that about does it for me. Jeff?
All right. Thank you, Mary Jane. And I'm going to have you go ahead and mute your mic now. Mary Jane, if you could, please. Thank you. All right, great. So that was some really good advice and something that we could all use to grow our business with. Right now, I want to introduce our featured agent, Krista Knight. Krista Knight is a professional agent in Northern California. She's deeply involved in the local board of realtors and the state level, and we're going to find out exactly how that works for her and how she uses this to build her business. So just real quick, Krista, can you tell us a little bit about your background and how you got involved in real estate so the listeners know a little bit about you?
Yeah, I actually started about 6 years ago as a coordinator receptionist, and I worked my way up into managing and recruiting, and then after that I realized all the big bucks are in sales.
Excellent. Yeah, and you joined our firm how long ago?
A year and 4 months ago.
Great, and you've been doing great business and a lot more profitable,
I've actually
I'm
never
sure.
done more business. Yes, I've never done more business since I moved over. So it's a great decision.
Excellent. So how has being active in the local board of realtors built your business?
I think the starting thing is that the biggest point is that it brings awareness to what is going on in your industry. So a lot of realtors are able to just sell real estate and they don't really pay attention to some of the major impacting that is done through bills that come through legislation, or whether it's fighting our independent contractor status. I think that it has built awareness for me, and it's allowed me to bring that awareness to my clients. And so when it comes to the Realtor Action Party, when it comes to fighting major bills, being aware and relaying that information to my clients, because things like the mortgage deduction, tax, and all of that do impact my clients, I was able to bring awareness to them and also bring some business to myself, because at the state level, I have been able to get referrals from across California. And this year, since January, our first meetings, I've already had 2 referrals for buyers in the $350,000 range. So pretty substantial in our area.
Yeah, that is, and that's fantastic. So just by being involved, and not really, you didn't get involved for the referral purpose, but it just happened that that's a connection at a larger level. So that's
Yes.
absolutely fantastic. You know, a lot of realtors wonder what the dues go for, and are we really getting a good deal being members of the Board of Realtors and CAR and NAR? What do you think about that?
I think that if you actually take the time to utilize the benefits, there are a ton of benefits for realtors to be involved, or just paying attention to what they are offered at their local and state and national level. CAR and NAR offer a ton of direct marketing pieces for agents to brand themselves. They also offer membership discounts or rental cars, or I mean, anything you can think of, there's a benefit, and there's probably a discount available to realtors. And they also do a lot of training. So locally, our association provides a lot of training that is free to our members.
Right. Yeah, I'm actually on the education committee for CVAR, so it works really well. And that direct marketing information, that's fantastic. That's not something I've taken advantage of. Is it on the national site, or how do they access that?
Yes, if they go into the National Association of Realtors and they log in, they'll be able to see there's some links that I'll have on there that say direct marketing and marketing for your clients, and you can just click those and it'll walk you through it. It's another site that you can input all of your clients' information in there, just import it with an Excel sheet. They'll input it and you can send out emails and they do it automatically for you.
Excellent. So you're involved at what level? Tell us a little bit about what you do with the board and with the state level.
Yeah,
I know
so
I know you work with YPN quite a bit, and then tell us a little bit about all that.
Yes. So the Young Professionals Network through CVAR is for young realtors, and not necessarily young in age, but young in the sense that they are trying to learn about real estate and maybe bridging that gap between seasoned agents and the newer agents. So it's not necessarily about being young at age, but how new you are to the business, because we want to help everyone grow, and because when each of us grow, we enable ourselves to grow. I've worked with the Young Professionals Network. I've also been a part of the Education Committee, and then I am chairing this year the Realtor Action Fund Committee for our association, which is basically where the money comes back to us locally to be spent for our Realtor Action Party, whether that's through legislative bills or fighting a point of sale tax or whatever that may be, locally, at the state level, and again at the national level.
Excellent, excellent. So what's the best way to get involved?
I would say the best way to get involved is just find a committee that you're passionate about, and at the local level or the state level, anybody can join a committee, anybody is welcome to it, and there are committees for everything: professional standards, business technology, MLS policies, strategic planning and finance, anything you could think of, there's a legislative committee for it. Joining those committees and getting involved is really where you can make the biggest impact.
Okay, so are there any other benefits of being involved with the board or state that we haven't talked about yet that you'd like to comment on?
Yeah, I would just say that, educating yourself and your awareness of the industry is the most important resource you can have as a realtor. Knowing everything you can about your business can't ever hurt you.
Excellent. Well, that's really great. I really appreciate it. If any of our agents wants to get a hold of you, your website is on the screen and at KristaKnightRealtor.com, and I'm sure you'd be happy to answer any questions. Is that right?
Any questions, if you have any direction that you need guidance, just reach out to me and I'm happy to let you know what I can do.
All right, thanks so much, Krista. And right now, I'm going to hand it over to Omar, our broker for Los Angeles and Orange counties.
Hey, Jeff, thank you. Pleasure to be in front of everybody here today. Krista did an excellent job explaining how to get involved in your local board. One other note I want to add to that is this Friday there is a 30-minute webinar for the YPN members if they want to be a part of that or get more information about it. There's a quick webinar that I can send you a link to. I'm sure Krista can as well. If you guys are interested, please send me an email, and I'll be glad to forward the link over to you so you can get more information about that. Also, Mary Jane had some very good points regarding getting involved with your local business associates, whether it be attorneys or other business practices in your area that can be a great referral source. I thought that was an excellent way to get more business, and I always want to preach that, and I always want to make sure that agents are doing the best they can to get more marketing dollars out there to the right people, and not just spending them on things that don't work. Referral to referral business is always great. Speaking of marketing and such, social networking, I'm sure everybody is on some level of social networking, whether it be on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. Now Snapchat is pretty big. So all of these different types of social networking avenues are available to realtors who are putting their name out there, as well as getting their information out there to the public. It's important to understand that there is a code of ethics regarding social media with the National Association of Realtors as well as the California Association of Realtors. Most of what people know is just to be mindful of the people that are receiving the information. You're solely doing this for marketing purposes, essentially, but there's more to it. Essentially, we've kind of touched about this previously in our brokers email that goes out on a weekly basis, but I wanted to expand on it a little bit further so people understand how important this is with regards to defamation. And defamation specifically is a negative statement regarding damages to a person's reputation. So that includes damages to one's professional reputation. If you're speaking about another agent or a different brokerage or another company, for instance, you have to be very mindful in what you say because it can come back in multiple ways to bite you. You have specifically, the courts have defined a specific characteristic and what distinguishes a negative statement. So there is potential for lawsuits against you. You do have potential for penalties, and there's also potential for MLS penalties as well. There are a number of ways that you can be fined or have your license suspended because of these issues. It's important to understand how important social networking is and what you need to do when you are out there tweeting or Facebooking, or I don't know if you want to call it Facebooking, but specifically using Facebook, Yelp, LinkedIn, having videos up on YouTube. You don't want to use information that's going to be derogatory towards another agent, brokerage, or otherwise. Some examples would just simply be, I worked with so-and-so agent, this person was unpleasant or not credible or gave us false information. You have to provide specific statements and proof of what you're stating if you are going to go down that avenue. I would strongly suggest that you just don't. If you're going to use social media, use it specifically for marketing, use it specifically to promote yourself and your business, and we can help you do that. So if there's questions about how to use social media on expanding your business, on putting your listings out there or getting leads, we can certainly help you do that. But when it comes to your fiduciary responsibilities as an agent to the public as well as to your clients when you're promoting their properties, there are certain things that you have to follow in terms of the Code of Ethics from the National Association of Realtors. Stating false information on social media is a big no-no. I'm sure everybody knows that they cannot do that, but in case you have questions about it, please give us a call, an email, text message. We're certainly able to help you and kind of guide you through that process. If anybody has questions about these specific points, I can send you a link to an article specific from the California Association of Realtors that will provide you a Q&A. It's right there on the CAR homepage under legal, and you can get all the questions you need answered regarding social media networking through all the different channels that are available. That's all I have for today, Jeff. If there's any other questions, feel free to email us over at labroker@ajicorporate.com. Thank you.
Excellent. Thank you, everyone, for attending. We'll have another one of these next month. I also want to remind you to check out the learning resources on the CAR website, car.org. There's a number of videos that are found in the legal section, and there's webinars that you can sign up for. Remember, it's your responsibility to keep yourself educated and keep your professional tools as sharp as possible. We provide as much information as we can through our FAQ site, faqs.allisonjames.info, as well as AJI University. So please keep an eye on those and keep an eye on everything that can be done to further your business, both professionally and from a compliance standpoint. So do we have any other comments from anybody else on the panel? If not, we'll close out. Mary Jane, I see your mic is back on.
Yeah, hi, MJ again. I had a question for Shelley, but I also wanted to address some of the comments from our guests. What a great presentation. I wanted to say that I personally chose the grievance committee and the education committee for my passions, and I feel like I do my best work there. And really, if you get a chance to join one of these committees, you really get to make a difference in your local level of realtors around you. It also brings up the respect level other people have for you. I also wanted to mention just really briefly that when we pay our dues at the end of the year, there are some fees that are optional, and I think at certain times in all our lives we've opted out of those fees for one reason or another. One of the ones that most commonly gets opted out is the government affairs fee. I recently had the opportunity to have the Government Affairs Committee make a presentation where they actually gave us about the top 5 things that they had been recently fighting and trying to advocate on our behalf, and some of them are really, really worthy. At the end of that event, they gave us an opportunity to write a check for those fees that we opted out at the end, and I would say about 80% of the room wrote a check for those fees because it's that important. So one of the things that is an ongoing battle with the government, if you will, is trying to make us not 1099 employees and trying to move us into employee category for tax purposes. This is a battle that goes on endlessly for as long as I've been in real estate, and this is one of the #1 things they fight for us. It's one of the main benefit government affairs does. So I think government affairs and working with the board, I just had to say that I feel like Krista does, that it can be a very passionate following if you jump in. Shelley, are you still with us?
Shelley has left the building.
Has she left the building? I was going to ask her a little bit about the what it's like to pre-qual somebody when they've already tied into their lender, but I will ask her privately. Thank you for letting me butt in here, and I'll hand it back to Jeff.
All right, everyone, have a great day and great success for you in the following weeks ahead. We're coming into the hot season for real estate, so let us know if we can do anything to help. Thanks again to all our brokers, too.
Thanks, everyone.
Bye now.
Goodbye.